Hey, little bit. This is Purge, and I'm bringing you guys a very special event. We're watching the 2 vs 2 Valentine's Day event, and what we're basically going to be checking out here is a very cool 4-person 2v2 only mid game. So basically, the rules are they're each going to get 1 ban each here, and then they both pick 1 hero, and then they both also ban 1 hero, and then they all pick 1 hero. So basically, there's going to be a total of 4 bans and 4 picks for the 2 players. The first game is going to be Misery and PinkSheep versus Merlini and Sayuri. Sayuri is his girlfriend. PinkSheep is a Singaporean sponsored player on PMS, if you guys aren't familiar with their team. So they're a sponsored Dota 2 girls team. Pretty cool stuff. So first game, let's see if we have any bans yet. Looks like Misery gets first ban. Nothing yet. It's all pretty up in the air here, and we might see a little bit of weird stuff going on. He's going to ban a Lich out, which I think is very smart, and I think the main reason that's awesome is and smart is because removing the sacrifice from every, I mean, you can sacrifice 1 of every 4 creeps, and you're splitting that 2 ways anyway, so Lich would be very, very nasty. I don't believe they get another 2 bans. I think they have to pick, yeah, they're going to each have to pick 1 hero. So the first 2 bans, Lich and Rasta. And looks like Misery is going to pick up a Venomancer. It's going to allow them to push as well as get some kills. And the goal to winning this is, guys, 3 towers or 10 kills. First 3 towers or first to 10 kills is going to win the game. So Radiant team is going to pick up a Venomancer. Oh yeah, sorry, I should move. My bad. I'll move this out, sorry. That was for my stream, if you guys are curious what I was just talking about. I need to make sure that they could still see chat. So, runes are allowed, no neutrals. If I can scroll up and check this out. 2v2 only made, no neutrals. Runes are okay, first to 10 kills, 3 towers. Yep, nice and easy. So no pick white yet from the Dire team. Still a Venomancer for EG. Bans that are out of the pool, Lich and Rasta. Both of those heroes are not pickable. I do think we're going to see a lot of combo picks like that, pushing with semi-carry roles, or at least pushing along with other possibilities. Still no pick yet for Merlini. If you guys don't know who Merlini is, he was an old Dota 1 pro from a very long time ago. He doesn't currently play on a team, but we'll see if he ends up getting played more. And he's going to pick up a Dazzle here. So he's going to be, we're going to see a Venomancer versus a Dazzle, and probably going to see some kind of a semi-carry role, maybe like a really aggressive semi-carry, like a Huskar or something like that, is a possibility. And now they're each going to get 1 ban. Going to see bans coming from the Radiant. If you guys don't know where to look, this area right here, this is where the action is happening. And it's going to be a Huskar ban. That's very smart coming out of him. You know, that's what they're afraid of them doing. Dual lane Huskar with a Dazzle. And Merlini is going to ban out a Broodmother. So Broodmother and a Huskar ban, and now once again, Radiant team has a Venomancer, Dire team has a Dazzle. And who are they going to go with? EG Charity is not his actual tag, it's Misery. If you guys want to donate, you might be after the fact. If you're watching this on YouTube, at least, you're going to be missing the donate. I'll paste the link once again to the article that has the donate possibility. It's in the stream chat once again. There it is. Still no picks yet coming from the Radiant team. If you guys are wondering about the other games coming up, there is going to be Dendi and his PMS counterpart. It's going to be Furryfish, I believe, is on his team. And they're playing against Geo and his girlfriend Daisy. I don't know if that's her gamertag or a real name or not. But it should be a sweet thing, so whoever wins this is going to go on to the finals, and then whoever wins between Dendi and Geo's teams will also play in the finals. So it should only be 3 games, I think. Should be 3 games. But either way, pretty fun to watch stuff like this. There's always, it's actually really fun to watch undeveloped metagames, and by metagames it's a very broad term, but if you look at the fact that I don't think pros play 2v2 only mids very often, it's the thing. And it's something that isn't extremely explored, much like, unlike the 5v5 Dota metagame is. You know, it's been developed for a very long time, where teams play each other so much that they start learning trends and things. And obviously we can do a couple shortcuts and like easy trends, but maybe there's some really nasty combo like a, I don't know, like a Pugno with another nuker, something like that. Like, could be lots of options like that in the game. Man, he's taking his sweet time here. Apparently he wants to win for some reason. Still has not picked his hero. Once again, it's a Venomancer versus a Dazzle at the moment. Dazzle is also very good at pushing. If you do max out Shadow Wave, you can throw that onto a couple creeps and just clears them up pretty easy. Still no picks coming out of Misery. Must be talking with his partner on Ventrilo or Skype or something. Some people thinking it should be Lina SK. That's a good combo as well. Still nothing. Nothing. Not a single thing. There's no time limit. Come on, guys. Come on. Pick a hero. I feel like my Dota is frozen or something. It's been so long. Let me check my Skype. Not working. Nothing. There's nothing. Nothing yet. Come on. Give me something to talk about. The ball was rolling before. He's going to go for a twin-headed dragon. So they're going to go for a Jakiro and a Venomancer. So they're going for high nuke, high push. I like the combo, though. Once again, you don't really want to go on to hard carries here because of... they're going to do it, man. They're going to go for a Purge Dazzle. Purge Dazzle out of the Dire team. Radiant team is going to do a Venomancer and a Jakiro. So Jakiro has a lot of good pushing power. At least moderately good pushing power. Because he not only can clear creep waves with his dual breath, he's going to have a disable out of Ice Path. And his Liquid Fire is really good against towers. It reduces their attack speed and they take a bunch of damage. So I think that's going to be pretty sweet. Couple that with Venomancer, who also has a slow. And who also has wards, which are going to be good for pushing towers. So they actually have a lot of utility, I think. They have a lot of pushing power. I think those two heroes have an advantage over the Dire team, the Purge Dazzle combo. That's still going to be very dangerous for sure. The Purge Dazzle, it comes down to if they can get hooked. If they get hooked, there's a pretty good chance that they'll die, or at least take a lot of damage. And from there, that's what it comes down to. Are they going to get hooked? If they get hooked, they're in a lot of trouble. I cannot remember who hosted this. Was it Geo? I don't remember who hosted this game. We're waiting for it to start. Come on. Someone's saying, what about replacing Dazzle with Omni? It's too late. I mean, first of all, they already picked a hero, so they can't just like easily swap in between like that. Who's gonna? Somebody press go. Who hosted? Who hosted? Alright, into the game here. Venomancer twin-headed dragon for the Radiant team. Dire team is going to be Pudge and a Dazzle. Definitely give me an interesting pickup here. Why does Merlini have an EG tag? That's weird. Still loading in, waiting for a bunch of spectators to load, I think. See if that ends up being an issue. Hopefully not a problem. There's Holy Master connecting, and there we go. Alright, into the picks. Venomancer and Twin-Headed Dragon with a Pudge versus and a Dazzle. So, looks like Sayuri's going to be playing the Dazzle. Merlini is going to be on the Pudge. Misery is playing Jakiro, and his partner, who I can't remember who that is, PinkSheep is going to be playing the Venomancer. Alright, let's look at some starting items here. 600 gold at start. One of them is going to have to buy the Courier. Looks like Misery purchasing the the Courier. 3 Ironwood branches, Salve Tango, and 1 Clarity Potion. PinkSheep picking up a Observer Ward, grabbing a Tango as well. So pretty standard item build so far. One of these two is going to want to make a Ring Basilius. But are they going to purchase it already? I can check over at the other team. Sayuri going for a heal first. Same items. Salve Tango, 3 Ironwood with a Clarity Potion. And it looks like Merlini picking up a Stout Shield with 2 sets of regen. Oh, Arbok is Fear. It's not actually Merlini. Is that really Fear? It's not, Fear's Arbok. Okay, so Fear is playing instead of Merlini. My bad, guys. Okay, so if you don't know Fear, that would explain why he has the EG icon. Everything makes sense now. Thank you, chat, for making that explainable to me. Alright, nice and cool. Alright, so a couple things to be looking at here. Once again, it's about, you have two different options for what you want to do here. You can either push the towers down, take 3 towers, or you can kill them 10 times. Yes, 10 kills. So this would be the 3rd tower for each team. It's at the racks. They don't have to take the racks. Once you get that final tower down, it's usually over at that point. Generally, there is kind of a rolling ball effect when you're only mid like this, because all of the experience that you can get is right here. No neutrals are allowed in this. So it's going to be only middle. All the fighting happens here. There's 4 creeps per wave. The farm levels are going to be moderately low, but we'll see how it ends up going. There's going to be a Gale on the Venomancer. Yeah, just very standard items. Dual Breath as well for the Jakiro. And I'm actually going to reduce my scroll speed to make this all nice and beautiful. Controls, game. What is this? Volume? No. Controls. There's so much stuff. I don't even know how to change. There we go. I found it.
The battle begins.
Yes. Smooth. Nice and smooth. Here comes the block. Is Misery going to get one off? He does catch all the creeps. You see saying something? No. Looks like Sayuri messing up the block there. Ward vision has been given. And looks like Rune Spawn is top. There's already an Observer Ward down for the Radiant team. It's going to give vision of the Pudge on the high ground. They did burn a little bit of time here, but Sayuri's going to go grab that. It's going to be a haste rune. See how that impacts the upcoming. Now, Pudge isn't really able to do a whole lot at the moment. He has to be kind of careful about the double range, but Misery's surely going to try to deny as much as possible. Last hits are coming in on Pink Sheep. He does get his first last hit there, and Pudge using Rot to get that last hit. Once again, Arbok is Fear, and he does have that Stealth Shield, so sitting pretty good. And not going to see any nukes coming for a little bit here, unless somebody gets really out of position. There's going to be a little bit of harass going down, but once again, Sayuri does have the heal possibility. And another last hit by Pudge. We can look at the CS totals while we're waiting here. So far, 2 last hits for the Dire team, 2 for the Radiant. Pretty even so far. We're going to actually see a Gale land on 2 heroes, though. Pink Sheep deciding to go aggressive. Doesn't really accomplish a whole lot other than slowing them. The level 1 Venomous Gale is extremely good for slowing, but it doesn't necessarily do a lot of damage. So if you can get follow-up hits, it's the best, but otherwise not doing a whole lot. And as you can see, they're already healed up from it. The first Shadow Wave goes down. CS totals: 4 last hits on Pudge, 5 on Misery, and 1 on Pink Sheep. So the Radiant team in a slight advantage now. 2 denies for them, only a single one for the Dire team. But this is part of the issue with the heroes that they got picked up. He actually tried to cast a Liquid Fire. The hook goes down, and Misery's in a lot of trouble. That's going to be first blood. Giant mistake there. He tried to put the Liquid Fire onto the tower just to start the damage off, and he ends up making a big mistake there. That would have done 50 damage to the tower right off the bat, but then the hook landed from Fear here, and the Shadow Wave scored the kill, so pretty big mistake right off the bat. The Radiant team has to be so careful here. It's all about pushing for their lineup here and just general lane control. If they don't get hooked, they're going to win the game. That's what it comes down to. But first death going. It's going to be a first blood going to the Dire team. And now that's going to bring them some nice items. And it looks like they did make a Flying Courier. Magic Wand picked up by Dazzle. Once the wards start spamming, this is going to be really important. And another set of Tangos, or at least a set of Tangos, transferred here to Fear. Another creep does get denied. 8 last hits for Pudge, now 7 on Jakiro. 2 on Pink Sheep, 3 denies, 5 total denies for the Radiant team. Their deny levels are much higher. Ward goes down for the high ground by Sayuri. She has another ward down here, so both teams have good vision of each other. It's very important, especially when you're fighting against the Pudge. The Dual Breath trying to get a last hit. It looks like it did actually get one. And damage, pretty good damage there done to Sayuri. The Venomous Gale will miss, though. And the first level of Plague Wards is picked up. One creep to get last hit. Nice deny there. But they were hoping for a Gale and no more mana regen coming. They do have a Clarity Potion on Jakiro, but that's about it right now. Still trying to get the last hits. The Venomous Wards, or the Plague Wards, have been dropped. Every deny is so important. He does miss there. Always a tough loss. A little damage done to Pudge. He's level 3. Regen picked up by Dazzle. It's going to put her health or her mana pool back up to full. Another great last hit by Misery. Liquid Fire going to land on 2 heroes. That's always nice. And it is level 2. Wow, yeah, he's going to be maxing Liquid Fire first here. Opting not to max out a Dual Breath. The Dual Breath will apply the same slow at all levels, but the Liquid Fire will be able to push down towers so much better once they actually get up. And the problem with these level 1 Plague Wards, they're so easy to just pick off here. Venomancer still does not have any mana regen. No Basilius Ring picked up quite yet, which is surprising, but they really do need one, I feel like. They're going to be spamming a lot more mana than the Pudge Dazzle combo will. And that's going to give them a lot of lane control. Nice last hit there by Pudge. Going to pick that up absolutely fine. Pause coming out of EG.Misery. He is lagging quite a bit here. And looks like Dazzle picking up one of each ability. Gonna have to get to at least a level 3 Poison Touch to make this really worth it. Well, you could do it at level 2. The downside is then your heal is not going to be as good, and your pushing power won't be as strong. So this is kind of like the interesting dynamic that Dazzle's going to have to go with. Is she going to grab a Poison Touch, or is she going to max out Shadow Wave? I'm expecting at least one Poison Touch, and there it is going to be. Once she gets set up to level 3, the Poison level is going to be great. You can slow people down so much that you can get a guaranteed hook off by Pudge. So I expect that's what we're going to be seeing here. Still no Ring of Basilius for the Radiant Team. Jakiro getting all of the farm. And Fear missing a last hit there. Ooh, but oh yeah, they do actually get that creep. 900 gold now on Jakiro. Let's check the last hits once again. 15 last hits on the Pudge. We have 17 on Jakiro, 2 on Venomancer, and 6 on Dazzle. So they're actually doing better in last hits. Deny levels are equaling up, and now they're being a little scared because Pudge is on the high ground here. They're going to be missing uphill, and they're apparently really afraid to get those last hits. If there is a Poison Touch that comes from Dazzle, you know, they really have to worry about dying. And are we going to see the Liquid Fire get dropped? Yes, that's going to reduce the attack speed of the wave here. Do some good damage. There's the Dual Breath that scored that last hit and deny the illusions. And the hook is going to miss, grabbing a range creep. Boots now picked up on Pudge. 2 levels of wards grabbed by Venomancer. And now they have a high level advantage here. Pudge is going to be looking for a hook. There's the Dual Breath coming through. Level 2 Dual Breath. No Ice Path picked up quite yet. Still really good last hitting coming out of Misery. Looking to be aggressive, though. He's going to throw a hit down on Sayuri. Are they going to be looking for a kill? There's a Rot almost going in there, but Pudge got scared. Nice. They are going for a mechanism. Very interesting. Most importantly, though, well, maybe not most importantly, but a nice effect of that is you can pop this Buckler, which is going to give 2 extra armor to all of your creeps and push them a little harder. It's going to keep them survivable against physical damage. The downside is that Pudge does almost all magic. Obviously, he does Pure here. But there's the Dual Breath that's going to land down on Sayuri. She takes more damage here. A little bit of a mistake from her. She needs to be a little bit more careful about those. And Pink Sheep still playing pretty safe here. Once again, if either of these guys gets stunned or hooked, that's it. And there's the hook on Misery. He's going to get the Rod, and there's the Poison Touch as well, but not much he's going to be able to do about that. The Dual Breath goes down, and man, this is looking really good for the Radiant team, or the Dire team, sorry. Every time the hook goes down, they're dead, you know? There's no stun coming out. It's going to pop the Grave, a little precursor there by Sayuri. A little bit of a waste of mana, but it looks like Pudge is going to be buying a bottle. And so far, so good for the Dire team. It all comes down to the hooks, man. If the hooks happen, they're going to lose this. Like I said from the beginning, their push and their last hitting has been a little bit better, but you know, Pudge able to get first blood now. Now he has a dismember level. There aren't even a stun, not even any stuns coming out yet. Don't know if what Toby said was an all chat or not. Yeah, it was all chat. There's another Gale going down. It's actually going to miss there on Pudge. A little bit of a loss. Still no boots yet picked up on any of these guys. Magic Wand on Venomancer. Dual Breath goes down to push the wave again. Once again, Buckler, good for pushing the lane here, and the mech would be good as well, but are they going to get there is the hard question. They have to be able to survive long enough, and finally we're going to see some Liquid Fires dropped on the tower. As you can see, taking good damage. The wards are down as well. The hook is going to land, goes on to Misery. They have absolutely no disables here. Pink Sheep's going to do some damage, and the Dual Breath will come, but is it going to be enough? And no. Pudge is going to survive once again. He does get the grave down, but the poison damage might score a kill. It's going to be kind of close here. Is he going to pop his bottle? And he does pop his bottle, which is going to keep him alive. And he's going to find a haste rune. This is starting to look really one-sided. Dire team just destroying here. Pudge pick definitely working out very nice. And now PinkSheep in some trouble. There's the level 3 poison touch and the hook. And I think this is about to be over, man. Dire team is starting to get the ball rolling. Hooks and poison touch. All they had to do is stay alive and keep the push in their favor, or at least not lose their first tower. And all of a sudden, 4-0, man. Not looking good for the raiding team. And they can't even afford to buy TP scrolls to buy back. 3 levels of liquid fire now. Not a single ice path. Would it have even mattered, though, is the real question. Not enough mana for Venomancer either. She wasn't able to really spam those wards. I really wish they would have gotten a Ring of Basilius. I can't believe they didn't. Oh, they do actually have one. How long have they had that? There it is. Ring of Basilius giving mana to both you and your lane partner. Very, very nice. There's the hook coming. It's going to actually miss on the Venomancer. Did they actually have a ward? They do not. They are asking about pings here. They are playing on a US West host, so Misery is European. He's got 300 milliseconds here. That is part of the problem, I'm sure, with his hook dodging. Yeah, Fear has virtually no delay, since he is the only US person playing in this game. There's a hook. It's going to go down on the Venomancer. PinkSheep in a lot of trouble. There's a dual breath going for that, but is he going to be able to get a double? Unlikely. Wow, she's still alive. I can't believe it. Hasn't died yet. There's a poison touch on Jakiro, and Jakiro's going to run outside of rot range. I can't believe they're still alive. That is amazing. There's a salve popped on the Venomancer. 400 gold for her. And going back to last hit again. Very surprised that worked out so good for them. Regen rune popped for Pudge. Is he going to throw a free hook? He's got the mana. No hook. Vitality booster picked up on Pudge. Just increases survivability. I really like this play. Hook goes down on a range creep. And now Pudge coming from behind. Are they going to be able to get a kill on Dazzle? It's kind of looking bad for EG. I don't think they're even going to be able to get Dazzle. She does pop the Grave, but Venomancer goes down, now chasing after Misery, but Misery's going to drop for sure. Huge swing now. 6 kill advantage for this dual lane. The poison damage hitting quite hard here, but they will be able to survive. And 4 levels of poison touch. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think 3 levels would have absolutely sufficed in maxing out the Shadow Wave, but they definitely are still winning either way. Observer wards dropped on the ground. Kind of interesting. And not looking good for the Radiant team. Level 6 on the Venomancer. She did ulti in that last team fight. 122 gold for Misery. And it looks like the other lanes have not quite pushed yet, which is good. So things are looking good for that. Mostly even. Radiant or Dire top tower is taking a little bit more damage. Unfortunately in Dota 2 there's no only middle mode quite yet, so that's kind of the problem. And surprisingly nobody's in the mid lane now. Radiant team kind of like standing around being like, well, what are we going to do? And he's actually going to buy a TP scroll coming back to the mid lane. Are we going to see a hook? No, no hook coming down. They could have maybe hooked on that. It looked like he almost went for it, but not able to grab. He has a Vanguard finish now. A lot of regen, some good damage block there. That means he's going to be able to tank creep waves as well. So if they get a double kill on EG, he can just swing back over in between the creep waves and tank the creeps. There's a dual breath. Here's the hook. It's not going to go far enough though. Is he level 7? He does have a full range hook, but not going to be able to grab it there. There is a ward on the high ground. Are they going to be able to get Venomancer? Veno hook. Veno hook. Veno gets grabbed. There's the rod. Here comes the Dismember. Is he even going to bother with the Dismember? The Gale might be enough. A little bit of mistake by Fear there. He should have probably Dismembered. Maybe he didn't have enough mana. It's hard to say. He's going to have to land another hook to get a kill. Is he going to grab it? And there it is. Nice hook by Fear. Grabs another kill. Mega kill now. 7-0. Not looking good for Misery and PinkSheep in this game. Once again, Pudge playing with virtually no delay here compared to everybody else in the game. US West host for a bunch of European and Singaporean players. That is what's going on. There's the slow now on Misery, and he looks absolutely dead. He's going to ulti as well to clear the creep wave, but it's not going to accomplish anything. The gold advantage has got to be ridiculous. 2k gold advantage. That's a lot when you only have 2 players, guys. You can kind of extrapolate that out. If you're talking about a 5v5, this would be more similar to... that's probably a pretty vague statement, but... You know, there's only 2 players, so that means they have a 1k gold advantage. And how much farm is there even in the game is the real important part. So when there's only this much farm in the game, a 2k gold advantage is 50% more than what they have. That's a big deal. And going to grab another hook off of a TP. I can't believe it. Dismember going down as well. And Misery's going to get picked off once again there. Fear just absolutely destroying. A buckler gets dropped. Did he drop his buckler? He dropped his buckler? I am confused. I think he knows it's over. That's for sure. They just need one more kill and this game is ended. So can he land the hook? Oh my God, Fear! Fear lands another hook. I cannot believe it. And that's the end of the game. Nice play by Fear and Sayura. What is her name again? I cannot remember. Sayuri. Sorry. Wow. Very well played there. Great combo. Pudge commits suicide. And we're going on to the next game. Don't go anywhere, guys. Coming back for game 2 here. It's going to be Dendy and Furry Fish versus the other set, which is Jo and Daisy. So stay tuned. We'll be right back in a second. I'm going to be cutting off the VOD here if you guys want to watch that. I'm going to be making a second YouTube video. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back to the next game.